Tonight, football's spotlight shone brightly on the legendary Estadio Santiago Bernabéu in Madrid, a cathedral of the sport where history is written under the floodlights. Real Madrid, the undisputed kings of Europe, stood face to face with Manchester City, England's modern footballing powerhouse, hungry for continental glory. This wasn't just another group stage match. It carried the weight and intensity of a final, with both teams knowing what was at stake. The air inside the stadium was electric, every seat filled, anticipation thick as millions of fans from every corner of the globe tuned in to witness the spectacle. Outside, Madrid's streets transformed into a sea of white, with supporters waving scarves and flags, their voices echoing "Hala Madrid y nada más" in a chorus that reverberated through the city. For Madrid, it was about defending a legacy built over decades. For City, it was a golden opportunity to prove their European credentials and etch their name among the elite. The stadium buzzed with history and expectation, every supporter sensing that this was more than just a game. It was a battle for pride, for honor, and for a place in football folklore. On the pitch, two elite squads prepared under the watchful eyes of master tacticians, while the deafening roar of the crowd created a cauldron of noise, setting the stage for a classic encounter. As the iconic Champions League anthem rang out, a hush fell over the stadium, a collective breath held in anticipation, the calm before the storm. This was European football at its very best, skill, passion, and drama unfolding under the dazzling lights, with every moment promising magic. The stage was set for an epic showdown where legends would rise and memories would be made. Xabi Alonso, a Madrid legend both as a player and now as a manager, found himself standing at the crossroads of his young coaching career. The weight of expectation from fans and the club hierarchy pressed down on his shoulders, making every decision feel monumental. Recent poor results and swirling rumours of boardroom unrest had put his job on the line. The media speculated daily, and the pressure was mounting with each passing match. A loss tonight could spell disaster for his future at Madrid, with legendary names like Zidane already whispered as possible replacements. The fans, once hopeful, now watched with anxious eyes, wondering if Alonso could weather the storm. The press room buzzed with speculation, and every headline seemed to question whether Alonso was truly ready for this level. Across the pitch, Pep Guardiola exuded his trademark calm, but City's inconsistent Champions League form meant he too felt the pressure, just of a different kind. Guardiola's mission was clear: exploit Madrid's defensive woes and leave the Bernabeu with a statement win that would silence doubters back home. For Alonso, every tactical tweak, every substitution was a gamble. He needed to outwit Guardiola, to prove to the world and to himself that he belonged at this elite level. For City, anything less than a deep run in Europe is considered failure. The expectations are relentless, and the margin for error razor thin. Guardiola's rivalry with Madrid is storied and deeply personal. Every visit to the Bernabeu stirs old memories and new ambitions. Both managers knew this was more than a tactical battle. It was a fight for legacy, for respect, and for the future of their clubs. The chess match began, with both men's reputations and dreams hanging in the balance as the world watched. The stakes couldn't be higher. Every pass, every tackle, every moment could tip the scales. Tonight, careers and seasons would be defined. For Alonso and Guardiola, this was more than just a game. It was a defining chapter in their footballing stories. Real Madrid entered on shaky ground, their confidence rattled after a string of uneven performances that left fans and pundits questioning their form. Their league campaign had just taken a major hit with a painful loss to Celta Vigo, and the sight of Eder Militão being stretchered off the field only deepened the sense of crisis within the squad. With Militão sidelined, Alonso was forced to reshuffle his defence, searching for a solution to counter City's lethal attack. The pressure was mounting, and anxious fans filled the Bernabeu, uncertain about the direction of their season. Madrid's Champions League campaign had been a roller coaster, marked by moments of brilliance but also costly lapses. This final league phase match was more than just another fixture. It was a crucial opportunity to secure a favourable draw for the knockout rounds and restore belief. Manchester City, meanwhile, arrived in formidable form. They were hot on Arsenal's heels in the Premier League and determined to climb from 12th in the Champions League table, eager to prove they belonged among Europe's elite. For Pep Guardiola and his squad, this was more than just a group stage match. It was a chance to showcase their European credentials and silence any remaining doubters. A win in Madrid would not only boost their standing in the group, but also send a powerful message to their rivals across the continent. On this night, both teams understood. Under the bright lights of the Bernabeu, reputations would be tested, and only one could emerge with momentum for the battles ahead. Alonso's biggest headache was replacing Militão, trusting Rudiger and Alaba at centre-back. Madrid's lineup mixed veterans like Kroos and Carvajal with young stars Bellingham, Vinicius and Rodrigo. Surprise starter Gonzalo Garcia led the line, while Mbappe's presence on the bench offered hope if things went awry. Guardiola fielded his strongest City side. Ederson in goal, Walker, Diaz, Stones and Gvardiol at the back. Rodri anchored midfield with De Bruyne and Foden pulling the strings. Up front, Silva and Haaland threatened Madrid's defence. Both benches brimmed with game-changers, ready to tilt the balance. The teams were set, no excuses, only opportunity. The match exploded into life, both teams pressing and probing with intensity. City tried to control possession, but Madrid pressed high, looking to strike on the break. Early yellow for Foden signalled the game's ferocity. In the 28th minute, Bellingham slipped a perfect pass to Rodrigo, who finished coolly past Ederson. The Bernabeu erupted. Madrid had drawn first blood. Alonso's plan was working, Madrid's confidence surging. City, stunned, now had to respond. The momentum was with the home side, the crowd roaring them on. The battle had truly begun. City didn't panic after conceding. Instead, they upped the tempo and dominated possession. De Bruyne found space, orchestrating attacks as Madrid dropped deeper. The Bernabeu's roar faded as City's pressure mounted. In the 35th minute, Gvardiol's cross found O'Reilly, who finished brilliantly to level the score. City's away fans erupted. Madrid's confidence wavered. The equaliser was a gut punch for Alonso's men, who suddenly looked anxious. City sensed Madrid's vulnerability, pushing for another before half-time. The momentum had shifted. Madrid were on the ropes. Guardiola's men smelled blood. Madrid's defence creaked. The first half was now City's to control. The Bernabeu waited nervously for the next twist. With the score tied, City pressed relentlessly, pinning Madrid back. In the 43rd minute, Haaland was hauled down by Rudiger in the box, a clear penalty. Amid deafening whistles, Haaland stepped up, ice-cold, and buried the spot kick. City had turned the game on its head, leading 2-1 just before half-time. Madrid's players trudged off, stunned and deflated. Alonso faced a crisis, his team's early lead erased in minutes. The Bernabeu was silenced, City in command. Alonso made changes after the break, but the damage was done. Haaland's moment had changed everything. City now held all the cards. The stats told the story. City controlled 53% possession, dictating the game's rhythm. Their expected goals nearly quadrupled Madrid's. reflecting the quality of their chances. Both teams had 7 shots, but City's were far more dangerous. Madrid's attacks fizzled, forced into long-range efforts by City's organised defence. Guardiola's philosophy shone through control, patience and precision. Madrid's flashes of brilliance weren't enough against City's structure. The numbers confirmed City's deserved lead. For Madrid, the stats were a harsh reality check. The final whistle sealed a 2-1 City victory, 3 points and a statement to Europe. Guardiola's men left Madrid with confidence and momentum, their Champions League ambitions reignited. For Madrid, the loss deepened the crisis, casting doubt on Alonso's future and their path forward. The Bernabeu emptied in silence, hope replaced by frustration. City's composure under pressure contrasted with Madrid's unravelling. Rodrigo's opener, O'Reilly's equaliser, and Haaland's penalty defined the night. This was elite football. Fine margins, high drama, and lasting consequences. Madrid must regroup. City march on. The night will be remembered for its intensity and its impact on both clubs' seasons. In football, one night can change everything.